Look at him. Just dickered. Just dickered, boys. Son of a bitch.
Yo, yo. Class A, and macro. Not connected, not elected to participate. Bouncing down the stems will make your head hurt. Enjoy the taste.
Everybody, welcome back to Take a Wide. This is episode 258. Episodes are brought to you by the following sponsors. These people help me get the show out to you, so show them some love on Instagram, Facebook, social media, MySpace, Twitter, whatever it is you choose. First up, we have Los Cabos drumsticks. If you listen to episode 146, I spoke to Phil. He's the A&R guy there, and they what's the proper word? Endorse me as a drummer. They're a great company. Just I think namely, not namely in that, but I play in small bands that aren't enormous, and they are willing to support small bands like mine. And I think that means a lot. It shows that maybe they don't. Actually, what would you say that shows? That shows that they care about supporting small things. I guess it's a great community of musicians. I have some peers and friends who are also part of that roster, and I'm super stoked that they're now on board with the podcast itself. So if you or your drummer plays another type of stick, maybe get them to try some Los Cabos. So I'm using the 5A Intenses. They're lightweight. They're super durable. That's the thing I found. They were more durable than my Pro Marks or my Vic Firths. Pricing is great. They're a really good stick. I think the stick speaks for itself. They have people like myself on, but they also have some like enormous fucking drummers on too. And if you want to go to loscabosdrumsticks.com, you can find more info there. Find them on Instagram and all the social media. Next, we have Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Heartbeat Hot Sauce is a hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. My friend Al and his partner Nancy run it, and it's a company that has a cool backstory. If you listen to episode 221, you can hear that. Al was a chef and just kind of started this on the side, and it picked up steam, and he's able to do this full time now. The hot sauce is fucking so deadly. Al is no chump. He's a legit chef. He knows what he's doing, and it's so exciting to see his company do as well as it is, because he's a good friend of mine, and I like seeing my friends succeed. If you go to heartbeathotsauce.com, you can check out all the types they have there. They were also on season 6 of Hot Ones, which is amazing. If you don't know what Hot Ones is, go to YouTube, type in Hot Ones season 6, and you can watch people like Michael Cera or I don't remember who was on season 6, but it's a great show, and they were featured on that, so that speaks volumes to how well they're doing. Use promo code TAKERWIDE5 and get 5% off of your cart. That's great to use when you're buying big orders or going with some friends. It's a really good hot sauce. If you like hot sauce, try Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Next, we have Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota. If you are looking to buy a new vehicle or even maybe a used vehicle, and you're in the Kitchener, Cambridge 519 area, and you're looking for a trustworthy car salesman, go find Rigo. 3121 King Street East in Kitchener at Hefner Toyota. Kevin's an old friend of mine. We go way back, and super legitimate guy, super honest guy. I could go on about how he's just a real ass dude, but I guess the only real way you would find out is if you go see him, talk to him, and fall in love with him when you go talk to him about purchasing a new car. Mention the show and you'll get special pricing on new vehicles. So if your mom or you or someone is looking for a car salesman, just say, hey, I've heard of this guy, Kevin Rigo. Steve says he's cool. Tell your parents that, see what they say. But Rigo's so legit, and he's awesome. So if you want a new car and you want to trust someone, go see Rigo. We also have Ironclad Graphics. They're a custom screen printing shop in Kingston. They specialize in apparel printing. They ship coast to coast. They do koozies, hats, patches, stickers. They're kind of your all-in-one place. They did the Take Her Wide shirts, and I've been working with them for a long, long time with all my bands. Julian and co, they do really good work. Super professional guys, and if you're looking for someone, or at least try them, at least hit them up for a quote. What the fuck? There's no hurt in that. Do that if you guys can. Ironcladgraphics.com. We also have Dapper Beard Oil. Dapper Beard Oil is a beard oil company from Ottawa. My friend Andrew runs it. Small business. He's hustling hard to make this his main gig, and I think it actually is. He has 3 types. He has the Gold Tusk the Black Tusk number 2, and he has the scent free. They've seen press in GQ and Huffington Post and CBC, and it's ethically sourced, 100% natural ingredients. It's a really cool thing that he has. So if you have a beard and it needs some help, try some beard oil. Use take a wide free ship as the promo code, and you'll save money on shipping, free shipping. So take advantage of that if you guys can. What do I got? Lastly, Wellington Brewery. Wellington Brewery is Canada's oldest independently owned microbrewery out in Guelph. They craft award-winning beers in small batches using the freshest all-natural ingredients. Lately, I've been sipping on the chocolate milk stout. It's a strong stout. It's delicious. It's not super thick, but it's a nice, strong, delicious stout. So if you guys are looking for some beer and want to support them and support the show, grab a Welly. Try a Welly on. So for this episode, I'm speaking to Tyson. Tyson is a drummer out in Windsor. He's a promoter with Black Market Booking. Most of you probably know him. Some of you might not, but you'll get to know him in this episode. We're going to talk about throwing shows and technique and, I don't know, the scene and why it matters, all the same stuff we always talk about here on the show. So hopefully you guys enjoy. This is 258 with Tyson. Yeah, so fuck, man, how you been? Like, what's happening in Windsor? What's the next big haps for you guys?
Oh God,
I guess either Trenchlung
is it
or...
a promoter
Yeah.
or band member?
Both, I guess. Show-wise, I guess the TBX is gone, right?
Yeah, TBX is gone, but all the shows we used to do at Dominion House anyway. So, and what I kind of learned is like I think people missed it because like the shows are even better now. So it kind of like really bounced back in a nice way. Whereas I thought it would be like a 6-month learning curve, getting people used to traveling there again, or whatever.
Where is that in relation to?
It's further west, so it's like kind of like on the edge of the city, whereas like downtown's a little easier to access.
Oh,
but
I see.
It's literally only like 5 minutes away though.
Okay, that's cool, man. What was the last show at TBX?
The last one they did like a local, like my last show. I'm kind of stumped right now. I do so many shows.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull it out in my head. As far I thought it was.
You guys were one of the last ones.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
The Great Sabat. Oh, that was my last show, I think.
Yeah, the cellos, shallow.
Great Sabatini. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, huh? That place was
if
cool,
it wasn't,
man.
Yeah, it was really fun, man.
I only played upstairs once, and I think I preferred upstairs. I didn't prefer the stairs, but there's just something about that small, nasty little place that, I don't know, I guess I had a preference for. Did they only do a handful of shows up there? Or?
No, we could do any show up there. Like, I basically can almost call the people that would prefer upstairs. It's like, I know, like, the hardcore bands or that want a dingy DIY space.
Word.
But, like, everything outside of that is logistically horrible because the PA sucks. Like, the door situation sucks. The washrooms, like nothing's set up there.
True. Yeah,
it's more like an overflow spot, I guess.
The first show we did is Gruber and Steve and Miners, or not mine. Well, Steve and Uncle Ray brought us up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was kind of before like we were doing shows with you, but man, how long have you been doing shows in Windsor now? Like, cause like we're about the same age, right? I'm 35, and you're.
I'm 34.
Yeah, so like I know we've been kind of coming up in the same sort of circles, but. How long have you been? Because for a long time, it was Scott handling my shows.
Yeah, it was between Scott and Baron and Joel. Those were like the three guys that were kind of holding it down for a while. But it all kind of started back, I guess, in like 2003.
Holy fuck, eh?
Because not as like a promoter, quote unquote. Like, I don't know, we didn't even really have much internet at that point. So
yeah.
I think the idea of promoting was just like, hey, this cool band's playing, you guys should come. Maybe you get like 10 friends, and But we oddly enough started with like booking the End and Ion Dissonance in like our jam space.
Wow. Holy
like
shit.
A little baby jam space, dude. Ion Dissonance playing to like 40 kids. Like, it was stupid.
I never did get to see those guys actually.
Oh, they're absolutely crushing. But it all started like that loosely, and I moved away to PEI for a while and came back.
Did I see you out there?
As soon as I came back, I just kind of started like doing it like more like like no one was doing anything around here, and I was like, man, like I live for this shit. So
Yeah.
someone's got to do it. So
Um,
then I got heavy into it.
how long were you in PEI for?
I just lived there for 2 years. Yeah.
I'm trying to like, because I'd been out there. What years was that? And were you playing with anyone out there?
I played with a hardcore band called Get Bodied.
Okay,
there.
yeah, with Al
Yeah.
and
Yeah, Al Doug. Yeah, I was in a band with him for a year, and those guys, and yeah, I basically moved there. Shit, my dates are. I'm so bad with numbers, dude. Like,
yeah.
Probably like 2010
Okay,
or 11.
okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And then I came back and started doing the Apex like as soon as I returned, basically. But
Nice, man. Yeah, I think the idea of a promoter gets floated. Like a lot of people will say they're promoters, but they're just a friend helping out. Like I don't consider myself a promoter, but I'll throw shows. But did you have a point where you were feeling like, okay, I'm legitimate. I can call myself an authentic promoter now.
I don't know. I think we're probably in this more of the same boat. Like,
Yeah.
I guess that would be kind of cheesy for me to say that, I guess. But like,
business cards
I'm
and
just a
shit.
dude that's in bands who absolutely adores like our Windsor scene. First off, is just absolutely crushing, and then I love Ontario as well, and I just want to help out everyone really.
Windsor's interesting because you got like cellos, minors, you guys like.
Dude, we counted them yesterday. There's like 20 solid bands, and none are the same genre. Like,
It's so nuts, man.
it's weird.
Like, how big is Windsor? It's not that big.
No, it's only like 220,000.
What
There's
the
maybe
fuck?
there's maybe like 400 around, like with the county and everything, but like that doesn't really count. But
Yeah, there's like it's
it's a small city for how many? Like, there's so many solid bands.
it's
weird.
like, yeah, it makes me think of Toronto, like the handful of, not even handful. There's just so many sick bands in Toronto, but it's Toronto. It's such a major hub. For Windsor to have that many caliber bands is fucking kind of weird, man. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. When I was growing up, I kind of had like that weird notion of like something in the water, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like when you're a kid, you're like, oh my god, these bands are so fucking good. Like, this is crushing, you know. If you get to like maybe hear a song through like a wall at someone's jam space, or random, that's where I caught the imagination. But like as I got older, I still, I guess, truly believe something in the water. Like, cause like I got older, I'm like, oh, there's no way like it was really that great. But it's consistently been amazing.
Yeah, man.
In my opinion, musically.
Well, and even the people who are coming out, like, fuck, the last 2-3 years of going to shows and playing in Windsor have all been amazing shows. Like Sabatini played Windsor like 2010 with this band called I Accept Defeat, and
oh, okay.
Maybe 50 Watt Head played too, but
oh, what a good band.
Yeah,
that's what started me, dude. That's what started my whole thing.
Man, it wasn't like a huge show, and all the shows in the last little bit of it's just amazing that there's that many good bands and all those people who come out to shows. Like, fuck, man, like it's I wonder, I don't know, like there's such a support
feel like
system.
It's you know how like I don't know, it might be corny. It has that like try to defend your scene kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know, like people really represent like hard around here, I guess.
Yeah, man, it's cool, especially as you're getting older, you want young kids to have that too.
Yeah.
But it's almost it seems better now than it ever was.
My theory behind it is I think the touring routing, basically. So like we get fucked on pretty much every show because London will always outbid us or get the show or whatever. And Detroit will have their show, and if there's a radius clause, then we're definitely not going to get it because they're already in Detroit. So that being said, when Windsor gets something, it's like people fucking give a shit because they want to like keep it coming back. Sorry, I don't know if I could swear, but
yeah, you can totally swear. Yeah, you can swear.
One of those dudes, but yeah, I
for
think
real.
that's what it is, really. Like people want that thing that other cities get, but they don't, so they really support what they do get, I think.
It's great, man. It's for being in Cambridge and the amount of places we can play and having Windsor be included in that, like there's so many places. When I think about moving, because I moved here in 2003, and I'm so glad we did, because like even me and Mark, we can just kind of be weekend warriors and play shows and make a little bit of bank.
you could bang out things quick in a small radius, right?
And it's really good. So about promoting, like, how often will you take on a show, and like what does it take for you to? Because I feel like word gets out pretty quick, and you probably get bombarded. Like, how do you pick and choose?
Dude.
Like, I guess
It's
aside
like
from the
1,000
band.
like dead messages. Like, oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a good question because I'm kind of seeing both sides now, which is kind of nice being in a band or being in several bands and promoting. You kind of get like the whole picture instead of like I used to get a dramatically one-sided image of promoters, or like what I would think is what a promoter is, or kind of like a shitty person, I guess, is what I kind of grew up like thinking as, because we wouldn't get paid any money, or like never. We wouldn't make $1. Like,
Yeah.
Even bands that make $80 to $100 at my shows are like, they're always just shocked. It's like,
Yeah.
what? I'm like, I don't know. That's like minimum. I feel like, I don't know, it's strange.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of bizarre to me.
But it's like, I'm sure it's a bit of personal taste, and you can kind of tell if a band's good or not, but you do have to say no to some people. You can't do shows every single day, right?
Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised. I kind of do, I kind of do try to help literally everyone, even if it's something I don't like. I'll send them to like another bar or Fog or like these indie bar, or like, other places that'll help their music. Or I'll even like list them, the bands, like, these are the guys that would go well with your style. Like, I can't, take on the show, but here you go. Like, I don't know. I don't really say no too much, to be honest. But
it's cool too to see you at shows, because you're running sound, you have someone doing door, and you look like you're enjoying it, which is always amazing to me. It's like, how is he so stoked on this? Because it's work.
It's madness. Yeah, I'm just running around all fucking. Dude, when I get home, my legs are just wrecked. I don't even sit once. I'm just like running around, like fucking helping everyone.
Yeah, but you enjoy it, right? Yeah, obviously.
I think that part also comes down to like when I was in bands. Like, I don't know, I'd have to chase the like promoter who's in a corner, like with his hat on his cell phone, like just waiting to collect his money at the end of the night. Like, he doesn't. Like, you're like, yo, where's this, or where's the merch, or like, where do we put, it was always like I'd have to chase to them, or like to get answers or anything. And I just never wanted to be that guy. So I'm always like, I want to hire people I can to like do the work part, and then I'm running around answering questions and whatever, doing sound, or just so I know that the sound's good, or I don't know, whatever.
There's
not good, but I mean, decent.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, there's if every now and then it'll come up, man, where people ask me for contacts and stuff, and absolutely, like, I might be sending people your way, but I think about that fest you did, and initially whenever I hear we're playing a fest, I kind of roll my eyes, because generally they're not organized.
It's just a word, right?
Yeah, it's totally fucked as far as no organization. But the fest we did, man, with like, here's your merch area. You don't even. I guess you do know. It's kind of rare.
It's because I'm in a band. It's because I'm in bands. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
You know what? At those fests, I try to put like a piece of paper, like with your band name on it. Sometimes, like, here's your sections. Here's your. Man. I don't know. I get like all the things that are annoying, and I kind of want to take that away from bands, like the annoying things.
Yeah, they seem like very logical steps that a promoter should take, but so many, even myself, I don't take it sometimes.
Even the big ones, like, I don't know. No one seems to care a lot. It seems. I don't know.
I don't know. It's almost too easy to throw a show sometimes, where it's like, yeah, I got a venue and spaces, but there's other steps, right? It'd be great. Even when there's a set list online or a set times, that's amazing. And then at the venue, like, there's a handful of shows I've done that are like, here's your quote unquote day sheet. It's like dinner and Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's just like, oh man.
I do those, but if you notice, every event I do, literally everyone, if you go in the about section, is your load in, your sound check, your doors, it shows every band that's playing. Like, I don't want anyone to have to ask me, like, or have to like search for it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's less people bug. You got your job to do, and less questions for you. It's like, here's all the questions I know.
How many shows have you been to, or like whatever? You see the event page where it's like, set times for this yet, or what's going on?
I know.
And it just makes the event look like so sloppy. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, man. For real.
Just random things.
Thinking about Facebook and event pages, and everyone's on Facebook. Do you still flyer, or do you find that's passé? Like
I
that's
flyer like 0 now.
yeah.
It's not like I used to heavily when I started.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, we would drive around and they're all gone like an hour
Ah,
later.
fuck.
So it's like, why am I? This is taking like a day of my time to do, and like,
Mm-hmm.
and then knowing like the city's just fighting you, they hate you, they just tear it down, they pay people to tear it down, like it's just gone, and like, and there's nowhere to post them other than like business fronts. But I kind of feel like I don't know what it is. Like, I guess like sometimes it feels like weird to me when it's just in all these random stores. Like I get it at the record store, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no, it's
It
different time,
it,
man.
turns into like a Shinyen or whatever. What is it? Where
Oh.
you see the poster like in every convenience store.
It's on every YouTube ad. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's so funny. I know that reference. Like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
No,
about.
honestly, the like promoting wise, dude, it's all Facebook. Like people would be shocked if I sent you my statements a year. And I'm not like this a medium or large size guy like these other promoters, but dude, I spend like several hundreds. I probably like over $1,000 easy or more like each time a year. Like,
Wow.
it just keeps going.
Do you register? Like, are you a business?
No, not technically, but
Okay.
I'm going to.
You're gonna do that
at some point.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't know. I'm in that like gray area. I'm not big enough, but like. I don't know. I want to be legit at the same time. I don't know. It's like halfway there, you know.
How do you? Here's a question, because I did a show. So I kind of had a hand in the Sabatini show in Montreal a bit. As far as at the end of the night, I had to figure out the pay. And do you have like in your head like a percentage of okay, if no sort of deal has been made and you have like $600 at the end of the night? How do you break it up among 4 bands? Like, I guess it depends on how far they drove and.
Yeah. Well, I think I gave you a breakdown at that show.
Well, you always do, yeah. And
But,
is it always?
I mean,
consistent?
I've never seen 600 at the end of. I don't think any show. That's like I don't even know. That's a high number, but maybe.
I've been in those shoes. Like, I've been in those shoes a few times where it's like, fuck, I got to figure out the percentage is kind of like, well, headliners should get maybe 30%, and then the other band 30%. It's a thing that I don't do shows enough to know. Like, I don't want to rip anybody off, right? But I also don't want to
lose so much that you never want to do it again.
Yeah.
I've been through that. Like, dude, I went through that like 6 shows this year, maybe, where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Oh
like,
my
this
God.
is Black Market Fest. I truthfully lost. Like, I don't even know. Like 7, probably 6 or 7 by the end of it.
Oh God.
It was like $550 that night, but like after paying the ads, and it was just stupid, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just probably what you just said. Like, I'll usually do like a percentage for me, like a low one, like 10%, and I just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And then I'll do like the bands, but most of the times they have like guarantees.
It's probably easier.
And then I just honor their guarantee no matter what. Anyway, if the show flops, I lose. If the show does well, they get more, and I do okay. Like,
okay, cool.
But pretty rarely is it like the super good situation. It's kind of in the gray area.
Yeah.
It's either you're gonna make like $100 at the end of the night, or you're owing money most, like, a lot of times. But I don't know. Like, sound guys and that get paid more than bands. People don't realize.
Yeah, on the wrong end of the stage, like, be a sound guy, you might make more money than the 4 guys in the band.
I know bands understand that because they see offer sheets and fixed expenses, but I don't think like show goers understand. Like, yo, before the show even starts, I'm 200 in the hole or something.
So actually, you could probably elaborate on that a bit more, because like even like a sheet like that. So will a booking agent get a hold of you and say, this is how much we need, and like on the most professional level of you doing a show, what does that look like on the back end? Like, as far as, like,
dude, it's cancer. I hate large shows personally.
Well, yeah, like it sounds intimidating and all that, but like, yeah,
the agents are just scum. Like, sometimes, like a lot of the times. It's a gouging, like, and I think they even make up things sometimes. It seems like it's like, yeah, you got the show, and then they're like, oh, another city like outbidded you and they got it. I'm like, whoa, where'd this other city come from? You just said I got the show. And then it's like, oh, well, you can match them or beat them. It really just turns into like a bidding war. It's, I don't know. It's like a weird eBay thing. I don't think people also understand. Like the promoters would. I've only done a couple of those shows. I'm not like an expert in that field. So,
Yeah.
But I know that it was just like so much work and so much hell. And at the end of the night, I make like $120, and I'm like, dude, this was like hell, like so much work, just so that people could be like, oh, I got to see, I don't know, like Stick to Your Guns in Windsor or something.
Yeah.
And everyone's so happy, and it's like, oh god, like I don't know if I want to make people that happy because this is like, this is like so crazy. Oh, it's too much for our market too. Like it's a struggle to fill a venue.
What would they say Windsor is, like a C market or a? I don't know, like D
probably
market?
D. I don't know. Yeah,
F.
Probably the bottom. I think the bottom.
How many markets are there? I wonder if there's like if they go to F. This is a
I don't know
H market. Like,
dude, the only shows we generally get offered are from like anything mid-sized is like, oh, like our date fell through and Windsor just happens to be on the way. Like, would you be able to do it? Here's what we need. It's always like it's just money right away. It's not a fun. I don't know what it takes the fun out of promoting for me. Like when I get to work with bands and talk with people, or we have pizza that night, or smoke a joint, or hang out together, like it's like a good time, you know. It's like a fun, positive feeling, but it kind of just feels like you're working for like Walmart or some corporation when it comes into like larger things.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure.
Like the friendship level kind of like isn't there. I don't know. It just kind of seems like dead, like emotionless, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Now with cover prices, will you like? Is there like? Will you do minimum? Because I feel like $10.
I just only do 10.
Yeah, I think 10 is kind of the minimum, man. Like for what people will pay for coffee and other things.
Oh,
like
dude, look at the inflation of everything. Yeah,
I talk about this a lot, where like a $5 cover, a $6, like sliding scale. I get generally people will pay more, but it's a fucking event, man. Like there's a lot of work that goes into a show, from the promoter to the bands, and it's easily worth $10, man. Fuck.
You know what? No, I can't. I'm kind of blessed in that area because I think Windsor understands that totally. Like no one ever says anything. Oh God, like I've just kind of made it like the norm, basically. So if there's a band with a higher guarantee, I'm probably losing that night, but I want to keep it at 10. And then if it's a smaller band I'm helping grow, I have to factor in maybe a lot of people don't even know them. They might not come out. So it's like, but if it is good, then it's better in that way. Like it's, I don't know.
So you'll try to keep it low, like even if it's like.
I just try to keep it 10 no matter what. Like the only time it's 15 or 20 is if it's like a big band or a festival or something. But...
Yeah. Huh.
I don't know.
I wanted to, like, we won't strictly talk promoting, but there's the one thing I thought was interesting. We were talking a while ago, and you were booking a tour, and you did like a YouTube thing where you had almost like a EPK for the tour, where it's like, here's the band. I wanted to know how that went over. Like, I've never done that. It seems interesting, but what made you come to that idea, and how did it play out? How did it turn out?
Yeah, that was weird because that post like blew up and people were like, "Oh, this is genius." I'm like, "Really?" I'm sure like 100 people have done this, like in the States or Europe. I'm sure someone's done it before. Some guy in Canada, but like I don't know. But I went online and like started finding. It was like basically Facebook shut down this whole thing, but I was trying to like hype up the bands by doing like little promos, and like I was already doing EPKs for like Apex and like my bands and stuff, and like I'm not like a great video editor, but I'm like starting to like learn it a bit. I'm like, man, I should just put together like a video flyer because videos are the new meta on Facebook. That's all that's getting shown to the audiences. It's all this like a lot of learning curve stuff with Facebook. I feel like it updates like every month or something. But anyway, like at that time, video was the big meta. They were pushing to like, I don't know, take over YouTube, it looks like, or something. They're like, yeah, like, you know, upload everything to Facebook and more people see it and stuff. So that's where I got into that. I was like, oh, maybe this could be a cheaper way to like boost my ads and maybe more people see it for less money, because it's crazy the money that they want from you. And so yeah, it went over like amazingly, and then it started turning into like I was getting like Facebook copyright striked on fucking shows that I'm confirming with the band.
Really?
Oh, it's so weird. Yes. And it's so like, you have to write in a review or an email. I'm like, I don't have time to do this for like 20 bands a month or whatever. Like, this is crazy.
So was it just part of the one tour you did that for, or like any show you were doing? Because I remember specifically.
I was doing it for shows. Sorry, I didn't know you meant for like, touring.
Yeah, no, well, both is interesting. I can
for touring. Sorry to cut you off. For touring, I legitimately did it just to save lazy promoters time. That's why I did it. Honestly,
and it worked.
Because,
I'm sure, eh?
Oh, it worked amazingly. We booked that tour so fast, and like,
wow,
because you just watch the video. Here's this band. Here's some reviews and text while you're listening to their music and watching them play in the background.
Wow.
And then it was like banging out all this ADHD society kind of quotas. It's like everyone wants things rapid fire and like cut screens and like keep it moving. So I did this little fast video, and there it all was. It showed like what we're asking for the guarantee at the end. It showed like everything, and it was all there.
Wow.
I was like, yo, just click the link, dude, and if you're interested, hit me back. It was that simple.
Nice. How long was the video? Like 3 minutes or?
No, not even like a minute. I don't know.
Ah, perfect. Yeah.
I kept it like, dude, it's like ADHD society. I feel like everyone wants things. Like no one has time to invest in anything. It seems like. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting way to book a package tour. It's cool to hear that it went well. Like I can maybe. Like I know for this Grubert tour we just booked in Europe, I was doing something like that, but it was still like an email with all the info and then a YouTube like here's what we look like when we're playing. But it's a lot of steps for someone to like, okay, read it, click the link. That's 2 steps. That's 2 steps. Like one.
You
step
already lost
be,
like half the lazy promoters out there, dude. And like the other thing, as a promoter, the only thing I can grant on their side is like, when I get those and it's like, oh, here's some links, and it just looks like YouTube / and scrambled letters, like their links, and I don't know what that means, or it's not linked properly in the email, so it doesn't show you the preview sometimes. Like, I don't know. The video is just like, can you literally click this?
Yes.
And that's it. And then here's a show offer, click this link. And it was so fucking simple.
Interesting, man.
Yeah, it was like a one-click thing.
Huh. Well, that's people listening might be trying that now. Let's talk about drums a little bit, man, because
oh, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. I guess for people not familiar, like currently you're playing with Trenchlung and Plague, right? I almost said Plaque. It's not Plaque, right? It's
Plague.
The text is and both bands crush, but man, like did you start as a kid, like young? Because you can shred. Did you take lessons? How did you come to play?
No, I played guitar first, actually, for several years, and I got like, I don't know, I hate saying like I got pretty good, but like I feel like I was getting pretty good actually. Like I was, just ripping all the Metallica songs, typical stuff. Like I was like, oh, this is like pretty sick. I really enjoy guitar, and I played guitar in a couple of bands, and then that no one really know, and then. My love was always like air drumming and listening to the drum parts, and obviously, when it's in your blood, you can just kind of tell. And like, so I got to play them a couple times at like high school, random shit like that, And like, as soon as I did, it was like, oh, I'm sold, right? Like this, like I want to do this forever. This is so much fun.
Were you on friends kits, or like did the high school?
Well, that was just at school. That was
at
just
school. There was like a kit in the, because I know at my high
like
school,
a band room.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm the guy like begging, like, come on, can I drum again? And like everyone wants to drum, and you only get maybe 2 shots of it a year or something.
Yeah,
and it's
man,
like,
totally.
Oh, damn.
I did timpani for a long time.
So it goes further than that. Like my neighbor was playing drums in his garage all the time, and I could hear him through the wall, like just outside. And I was like, yo, he's got a drum kit. And I didn't even know our neighbors, and I was just this dumb little kid knocking on his garage door, basically. The guy could have been a killer or a rapist, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just knocked on the door. I'm like, hey, I'm your neighbor. Like, can I see your drum kit? And he let me on him, and like that was the end, dude. I was like,
cool.
Oh, okay. And I would make up reasons to go there to like play the drums, basically.
And he was cool. Was he an older guy or like younger?
Yeah,
guy?
He was already like probably almost 50 by the time I met him, and but he wanted to play drums to someone playing guitar. So I'd be like, yeah, I'll bring over my guitar and play. and that would be my bait and switch. It would literally take, dude. It would be like 1-2 minutes of like, I'm like, yeah, well, let me try those. We'll switch it up.
Oh,
And
that's
then
so funny.
he never played guitar. He would just make some noise on it, and I would just completely ignore whatever he's doing, and I would just be like over there learning beats, basically. Like,
Wow.
And like it kind of like loosely started the whole thing like that, and
Cool.
And then what like actually started me playing on my kit is like my buddy wanted to start a band, and he was older than me and like in a welding position, like a good welder's job and all this stuff, and he wanted to be in a band. They had no drummer, and he's like, oh, I heard you're trying to play drums. Let's go like buy you a kit. I'll spot you. So he like literally spotted me a kit as a kid. Like,
what kind
he's
of
like,
kit?
Yeah, I just went along with it. He's like, buy what you want and pay me back later.
Oh my
so
God.
Yeah, dude. So I just went and got like a Pearl export, that kind of standard kit.
Yeah.
And the rack and cymbals, like everything. I never had anything.
Do you remember how much he fronted you for the whole kit?
Oh,
like 2 G's or something?
No, like back in those days, export kit, I don't know, maybe like $1,000 or something.
Okay.
Or I don't know.
Word.
And then cymbals. Yeah, it was probably close to that, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like I remember I was, I think 17, and I got an export, and I feel like it was like $1,300 maybe.
Really?
Or something. But this is Thunder Bay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's like nothing anywhere.
Doesn't it feel like cymbals and all that though has dramatically went up? I feel like. I feel like when I was younger, I'd pick up cymbals for like $140, and now they're like $380.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Like,
you're totally right, man.
Like, it's weird.
You know, I really rarely change my heads out. So much so that I was like, I thought heads were like $12. They're like $30
Yeah, same here,
now.
dude. It's like, oh, this should be like a 15 sheet, and they're
I
like,
know.
yeah, 26. So I'm
I
like,
know.
whoa, what?
I know, man. Fuck.
Bro, my kick skin's $76 or something. Those EMAD skins.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
I know,
dude.
man. And you know what? That's when it comes to shows and sharing gear. That's where I'm like, I'll let
People don't get it, dude. People don't get it.
And I'll let people use it because I'd rather use my kit. But if it breaks, it is like my 24. The last time I bought one was like $90.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, that's on me. Fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man. So, but then did you go to take lessons? Cause like you can shred.
No.
So never took a lesson, eh? Like not
Never
like a
once. Zero. Like I've never even looked up anything. There wasn't even any internet. That was just like
just playing.
Honestly, air drumming. Like the way I learn drums today, even for like tech metal songs or whatever you want to call it, like more technical stuff, is still like I call it couch jamming. Like I'll just sit here and I'll learn like whole sets at my couch sometimes. Like so like once the muscle memory is down, I feel like that's 95% of my playing. Like as soon as I have it muscle memoried, it doesn't matter. Like now I can go sit on the kit and it's gonna play out like totally normal.
Oh wow, man.
Which is like, I don't know. That sounds like cool or different, but really it's like me just grinding at home more so, I guess. Like it's more of a mental block, I guess. I don't know.
So what are you playing on now?
What's
your
now
kit?
Now I got the Pearl ECX customs that were only made for like 1 year.
Wow, okay.
And then I got the Masters snare, of course. And yeah, I don't know. I fell in love with Pearl like right out the gauges because of my first kid, I guess. And I don't know. You know how you just kind of gravitate towards something, I guess, when you're trying it out. But...
Totally, man. Yeah, Pearl was my first kit was this kit called a Linko kit, which I have never been able to find. This white Sears thing, I don't know. But then after I got
Sears catalog.
Totally, must have been, man. Must have been.
Nice.
Do you like? So are you still? Because really, man, I'm not practicing right now. When I go to the kit, we'll just run the set, or I'm like trying to write new stuff. I don't really practice. Like, what's your regiment like now? Like, do you go and it's like, or every day you're like, I'm doing pad work? What's your like quote unquote like routine?
Every Sunday I do plague practice, so that's just like automatic. We're gonna like your chops are gonna be fine for the week because you get to rip through a set on something. But outside of that, what I just told you, basically, like it's literally just a mind thing to me. Like I could sit here and learn a new drum pattern or beat off a video or watching someone, and I'll like not master it obviously, but I'll like get it loosely pretty well, just like here without making noise, like silently in my brain and using my hands, and then when I go there and play it, like it's already kind of halfway there. I just
That's
like, I
insane,
don't
dude.
know.
That's like not. I don't think that's normal, man.
Really? I thought that was
No,
like,
man. Shit. Well, at least not for me. Like,
I
fuck.
thought every drummer like lays in bed and wiggles their feet and starts
No,
learning
man.
parts, and like that's
No.
what I do.
Well,
No,
not
that's
not
sweet.
me. Shit, man. Like if I don't practice, at least twice a week, I feel like I've forgotten everything. But the mental game part is such a huge part of it, man. That's my
It's the biggest for
That's
me.
my biggest struggle, man.
Because if your muscles aren't ready and they miss something, like at least like in more technical music or weird time signatures, like it could derail everything. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
god.
it's so hard to. I don't even know how it could be salvaged. Like you might just have to stop. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that happens in practice sometimes, right? And it's just like, man, I just hope it doesn't happen live, and it just hasn't yet. But like it could.
Well, yeah. My old band Tugnut was like super mathy, and there was a big fear of fucking up. So like I'm not doing it so much now, but I would grind the set a lot just to totally alleviate that. Like it's going to be really hard for me to fuck up unless I get in my own head and do weird, like, drop my sticks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. The more you ignore it, the better it goes. I feel like dude. I trust my muscles entirely. Like I don't even think. I don't do nothing. I smile at people, or I'll like joke around with. I don't know. Just the more I don't think about it, my muscles know where to throw the shots, or I don't know.
That's hard to do, to not think about it, because I'll be like, hey, don't think about it, but then I'm like, oh, but I just thought about it in saying,
dude, I'll
don't
fuck
think
up
about
if
it.
I think about it, honestly.
Oh, I wish, man. I wish.
If I'm like, oh, what's the next thing? Is that in 6 or it's gone? Like it would be fucked. It would be over.
Me and Mark just played last week, 2 weeks ago, and even a simple thing like this, where like I have a bit of a routine where I'll like do a little warm up and then set up, and usually by the time I'm ready, taking my socks off, Mark is ready to go. But Mark's head, like his rented head, took a shit, and then the sound was kind of fucked up, and it totally threw me off, man. Like I played such a terrible set, which it wasn't a terrible set, but I just couldn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, you got like the environmental roadblock where
oh man,
it's like everything's going weird, and it's like it throws off like the mojo or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like,
doesn't
just
take
like
much.
something's not. Yeah, it's not clicking.
Well, so
I've had that happen too. Like,
yeah,
amps don't work, and it's like, okay, everything just kind of feels like the wind got out of the sail, I guess. Like,
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Do you,
you know how like the crowd's anticipating, like the band to play, and then it's like 20 minutes of awkward silence.
Oh, I know.
And now you might have already lost like 10 people that would have watched you because they're out doing shit or whatever.
Totally. Do you have a pre-show ritual? Like, will you do 5 minutes of warm-up, or you just sit down and go?
No, I never warm up. I never do nothing. I just sit down and play. I don't know.
Let it rip, man. Now, as far as the going to the studio, do you play to clicks? Like, I'd assume that, Apex. And...
with technical stuff, no.
No, you don't play to a click?
No.
Wow, really?
No.
Isn't that more difficult in the studio for you guys, or no?
It's way easier to do it off of just practicing a lot and doing our own feel. And like, I don't know, man. I'm part of the like super weird group of people that probably think us people are nuts, but like, I feel like feeling gets sucked completely out of tech metal or like anything like, I don't know, tricky or fast paced or like crushing. Like it, I don't know, man. When it starts falling into like perfect, you're trying to squeeze everything into these perfect like quantized like section. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It loses swing feel sometimes, or like, I don't know. Like feelings just get messed up to me. Like it just. I don't know.
I think that's an interesting statement, considering when I think of like technical metal, because in my head, technical metal is like so precise, and like that's part of the appeal and the crushiness of it. It's like mechanically sound, but I've never heard of it kind of with the feel, like that kind of thing. It's an interesting take.
You know what though? Like also genres have changed so much. Like tech metal to me was like ion dissonance and stuff. Like I guess nowadays it's like how like perfect your sweeps are on a fretboard. Like I don't know where that.
Yeah.
Like I don't find that technical. I just find that proficient at scales. So like I don't know what's that
Proficient metal.
Proficient scale metal. Yeah, like I don't know. That's not technical to me. It's just a guy that practiced a lot on guitar. But like like I guess technical music to me is like the signatures and the awkward shifts and changes. Like that's and like the throw you off kind of feels, you know, like that's to me that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know what that's called then, but
so between the two bands, let's say like Trenchlung and Plague, like because Plague's a little more straightforward thrash kind of stuff. Is that what's funner? What's more fun for you to play? Like the more forward thrashy shit, or like the more mathy thinky shit?
I'm I don't know, man. I'm in like a weird like the older I get, I'm getting weirder.
I think we all are.
You notice things changing when you get older, and I'm like kind of getting like I don't know if it's like if dyslexic's the word, but like I'm getting trouble like remembering numbers or things like that. And oddly enough, again, it's gonna sound weird, but like I guess I'm an anomaly. But like these more technical things like keep my I don't know, my Simon Says like memory going. Like I don't know, like it's like okay, yeah, 3, 6, like it's just coming so quick. And but like when it's something more basic or simple 4/4 or stuff or grind or whatever, it's like I don't know, the simplicity of it is what starts fucking me up. Like it's so like, oh, is this 4 times or is this 8 times? Like there's nothing distinct in any of the riffs. Like with technical music, the riffs like provide the accents for drumming.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like the riffs can easily craft the drums for me, but when I just hear like or like that's just nothing to me. Like I don't know how long this goes for. Like I just start getting kind of brain locked. So
I can see.
I guess
that,
like simpler stuff just kind of like I guess it can be like so uninteresting that I'm like I guess I'm just losing it, or I'm like I don't know.
I get it, man. I had a conversation with my old guitar player, like Kipes from Tugnut, and just kind of like he writes really out there stuff, and it's just what he enjoys to do. Like I feel like the other stuff might be exactly kind of what you're saying, like just not boring isn't the word, but
not boring. Yeah,
I don't know what the word is.
You're in the pocket. Like it's something more digestible. I don't know, like basic, I guess. I don't know.
I'm kind of opposite, where maybe I spent so much time doing that mathy stuff that I joke about this and it hasn't happened, but like I want to start some just brainless doom kind of band where I can play completely shit-faced just for fun, you know?
Dude, that's where Plague came from. Like we have so much fun playing that because it's like we're sitting around just listening to thrash all the time, like all the classics. And it's like, I don't know. This is like the stuff keeping me interested is stoner rock, which we started like a stoner rock doom kind of project as well. Like we probably won't see the light of day, but like it's just a fun thing that we do in Plague. And, but yeah, we just started because of like we wanted something more simple and fun, like less committing on a Sunday, I guess. So, like I could smoke some joints and play and not like forget what's going on or like stuff like that. But even with them, I don't so much play to a click. I do more with doom stuff, like slow stuff, because that's where I feel like the beat's so much more important to be like crisp and locked in, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
I think that's another thing. Did you play with Grindmother? Was that?
Yeah.
That was the band with the mom, right?
Yeah, I wrote like a lot of the stuff with Rainey, the guy who like the mom's son. so yeah, me and him put together that album. He had a bunch of riffs and I guess wasn't sure. Well, he wrote one song with her as I think more like a joke or just for fun, and then that's what kind of went viral and sparked it. But
is that done?
He just gave me a file of a bunch of riffs and.
You wrote.
I don't think production was a strong suit, so he wanted me to kind of piece them together where they could fit or like things like that. And yeah, it ended up it just kind of came together so fast, and I ripped out the drums so fast, and that was the end of that. It kind of went over pretty fast. The whole thing.
Did you play with those guys live or no?
Yeah, we toured a few times with that
How
project.
like
So.
that's done though, I think now, is it? Or
I
are
don't
they?
know. They had a drum machine for the last tour, and it was one of those weird things. Like the band was like seen as a gimmick, I guess, because she's obviously an older lady singing. Oh, this is just another gimmick band. But then Rainey tasked me to find like a guitarist that would work, and that's where I got Dan from Trenchlung. He's like my best buddy, and I knew like the backbone was like solid now, so I don't have to worry about whatever's happening up front. Right? It was just like me and Dan were gonna keep it locked in. So we went out and like grinded, worked, we practiced and toured as that band. But like that's where all the gimmicky stuff went away because we proved like we could do it live. I feel
word.
like.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, this is just a crushing band, and she kind of sounds like Tom Araya. Like, there's nothing weird going on here that's gimmicky. Like, they're just, it's a cool band, is what it kind of turned into. And then it kind of regressed totally because, like, Rainey, like, basically fired us, I guess is the term. Like,
okay.
And he like wanted to just do it, him and his mom, I guess. And then that's when they went out with a drum machine, and then I feel like crowds got smaller, and it kind of then it regressed to a gimmick band. See what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it's kind of weird. Like all the work we did to kind of make it not that, it ended up turning into that. It, like with one decision made, it seems like. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think that makes me think of fucking Slipknot, man. When they came out, it was like I was a kid, but I was like, oh, this is just. I just totally wrote it off right away. And it's 10 plus 15 whatever years later, 20 years later, almost. I feel. They're like one of the fucking biggest bands ever. But part of that is because they were legit musicians, and they could actually play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's a big part of it.
Yeah, it was just a whole weird. It was a weird journey, we'll say, but it was like cool opportunities, I guess. Like we toured the States a couple times with some death metal bands and stuff, and then we went to Japan for a special for like Vice and. Like did a couple Canadian dates. Yeah, like it was fun. But,
hey man, it's all experience.
But I guess they wanted to keep it in the family or something. So that's what they're doing now.
Hey, well, it's all good. I wanted to. So the I can't even say the word, man. The Trenchlung EP.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
I don't even know. I think it's Petrichor.
Petrichor. That was out last summer, I guess. Is this the new stuff coming out? You guys got?
We have 5 songs done right now that we've been kind of teasing for a little bit, but basically Dan, like my right-hand man guy I was talking about, he's moved away to Australia for dental school for 4 years.
Wow.
So we're basically doing like maybe like a 1-month tour each year until he's done that.
Okay.
So he's going to come down. We're going to like go in the studio, bang out like 5 tracks. Because he's only here for like a month, so we're gonna learn it all ahead of time, the muscle memory thing, all that. And then we're gonna like jump into rehearse them a few times, jump in the studio, and bang out like that year's EP, and then we're gonna go tour for like a month right after that. So
okay, cool.
And then that's our yearly schedule for the next 4 years. So.
Nice. Well, I wanted to do the Hibzine and play Ray of Animus, if that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Or what?
Yeah, you can. I think the last song's probably the best one or bestest.
Let's what is it called here? Let's pull it up.
I'm so shit with names, dude. I don't even know our own titles. Man. I call it track 5, even though it's song 3 on that EP.
I'm the same. Support system failure.
Yeah.
That's
and that singer's no longer in the band.
Okay.
We have a new singer now, Danny, who was in Mad Trapper for the whole time they were together.
Danny's awesome.
And he's in Strange Limbs, best dude ever. Oh. And so he joined the band, and it's just going to be pretty dirty now. but
cool.
But yeah, this is with the old singer. So.
Cool, man. That's fucking awesome. Okay, well, I'll put that in right here.
Conserve with little capacity for running upon the most incredible. Think of your word. Reform computers, sworn to serve.
That was that, because I edited it and
Yeah.
never put it in real time. But listen, I have to wrap this up, man. I gotta go to a
see?
party thing. Yeah, it's funny because I'm gonna be
This
super
is
late.
The story of the podcast, dude. What did I tell you? I was
know,
like, yo, it's just gonna start getting good, and then we gotta wrap it up.
I know, man. Fuck. But listen, man. No, I appreciate you coming on, and you do really
Yeah,
good
it's a
work.
pleasure.
You're one of the few cats that like care and pay well, and you know a lot of people do shows, but I consider you to be like kind of like a legitimate promoter, and I'm super happy to like be like, oh, if you can get a show with Tyson, fucking do it, please.
Oh, thanks, man. That means the world to me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I really just want to preserve this whole. I think, I think the whole thing could be summarized into you're getting older, and you could kind of see dreams maybe fading, and it's like I kind of want to preserve all that shows and music, and that's that's kind of where I'm at.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
It's important. That's like partially why I do this show, to just hopefully keep a spark going.
Document, right?
Yeah.
It's good to document, I feel like.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm glad that we could do this, man. Like we kind of had talked about it for a little bit, so, and it like, you know, we tried and a bit of a roadblocks and road bumps to getting this today, but we fucking did it, man. We fucking did it.
Yeah, we somehow pulled it through. Right?
Even with all the technical shit on my end, goddamn.
It's all good.
Yeah, but so how do people find you? Like, I know it's just trenchlung.bandcamp.com, but like shout out all the other stuff so people can find you, and I'll link it in the description too.
Oh yeah, it's just facebook.com/Trenchlung. Same plague as Plague 519, and that's pretty much. I have another project that isn't announced yet, but
Okay.
yeah, and that's.
And then Black Market Booking.
Oh, Black Market is at BM Booking Official for like the tag on Facebook and Instagram, all the good stuff.
All the social media, man. Okay. Well, cool, man. I hate to cut this, but I'm gonna be late
That's
for
all-
what I was supposed to go to. But fuck
It's
it.
all good.
Whatever, man.
No worries, man. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, man. I'll. I guess I'll see you soonish. And yeah, man. Thanks for doing it.
Yeah, man. Pleasure.
All right, man. You
The
be
show.
safe.
All right, buddy. You too.
Peace, buddy.
Cheers.
Bye. All right, guys. That was the episode. I feel like that was awkwardly ended, but I do have to go. So let me just close this up here. The sponsors help me get the show out to you, and it's important that you support them. Nobody has to give a shit about this show, so I am super grateful that people listen and that, you know, I have sponsors who help me out with the show. So let me shout them out here. I'm just pulling them up. You ever notice? I think I've noticed this about myself too, is that when I get into the sponsor thing, I'm doing this like weird cadence. I don't know if it's my radio guy cadence or what, but let's do this. The sponsors here: Heartbeat Hot Sauce, hot sauce company from Thunder Bay. Use promo code TakerWide5 and save 5% off of your cart. HeartbeatHotSauce.com. You can buy it in stores across Canada and states and Europe, maybe. I don't know. WellingtonBrewery.ca. They provide beers for the show. Los Cabos Drumsticks, the Canada's #1 drumstick manufacturer out on the East Coast. Great dudes. Buy some Los Cabos. Support Canadian drumstick makers. DapperBeardOil.com. Use promo code TakerWide free ship and get free shipping on your beard oil. Kevin Rigo of Hefner Toyota out at 3121 King Street East in Kitchener. If you're looking to buy a new car, mention the show and get special pricing on new vehicles, which is great because if you can afford a Toyota, that's sick. And IroncladGraphics.com. They provide the shirts and silk screening opportunities for anyone who is looking for some sick merch. They're out in Kingston and they ship coast to coast and they're competitive with their pricing. So that's all of them. If you guys want to order a shirt, I got restocked. I have all sizes. Go to takerwide.com, click on merch, and you can order it there. They're on sale. So take opportunity or take advantage of that sale if you guys want to. The Instagram is TakerWide Podcast. I'm trying to post every day now, not just a bombardment of the same shit, but a variety of things. What else? Yeah, the homepage, takerwide.com. Find this on almost all apps, I believe. YouTube I have the channel on YouTube. If you guys can just click subscribe, that'd be sick. I need 100 to get a decent URL because right now it's a jumble of letters and numbers. And yeah, Facebook is taker wide, all the stuff. Thank you for listening. This was 258 with Tyson, and I'll see you guys next week. Okay, love you guys. Peace. Oh, I should just make a quick mention that because Tyson plays in 2 bands, we figured we'd also play some Plague. This is off of an upcoming tape they have out in April, and it is called Running in Circles. So if you're still listening, you get a taste of that. All right, enjoy it. See you guys.